All right, Mario Barrios, Ryan Garcia. It's going to be a tie. It's going to be a tie. That's how I call.
A third draw for Mario Barrios?
Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte. Hitchenson's going to win. Gary Russell versus Andy Hiraoka. I think Russell's going to win. Frank Martin versus Nahir Albright. I think Albright's going to win. Let me circle back. This is Cruz Boxing Score Card. Welcome to the 30th episode of Cruz Boxing Score Card. It's your boy Cruz, a.k.a. Crucito el Vago.
And it's your boy Henry. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You already know what it is.
Hit that button, baby.
Exactly.
Henry, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about January 31st, Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stephenson. Great night of boxing. We were there. Phenomenal night.
Yeah, we had a good time, man. It's always great to hit the Garden for a fight, either upstairs or downstairs. When I say upstairs, I'm talking about the Hulu Theater. Downstairs being like the Mecca, where everybody's at, where the Knicks play, where the Rangers, play. So we hit up. We got pretty good seats. We had a good time. It was a lot of boxing. Tell me, Henry, what'd you think about Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stephenson?
Like I said before, na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye, unanimous decision. Bro, Shakur Stephenson is the best. Honestly, he looks so good. I feel that if he went to 154 to fight Boots, he would mop the floor with him, bro. Like, that's how I feel. That's how good he looked.
That's a hot take, man.
Yeah, but you know what? I think he's one of the greats already, and he's not even there yet. I am convinced that there's nobody is gonna touch him now. No one, unless he moves up.
Yeah, man. It was a master class, man. It was a master class. I had Shakur Stephenson 119, 109. Shakur Stephenson showed up. He showed speed, he showed strength, he showed smarts in the squared circle. His timing was on point. Most of the time that he was on, going forward, which is not like Stevenson to do. And he was going forward and he made Lopez look bad going forward. He dismantled him going forward. He even outclassed him on the back foot.
Yep.
His counters were so short and accurate. They popped. Like when he got hit, yeah, he's accurate. He made Teofimo Lopez look like a novice. He made him look like he was a brand new fighter.
I knew this was gonna happen, though.
I know you said it.
I knew it was gonna happen.
You said it. But the crazy part, after watching the fight and after rewatching the fight, homeboy's getting better, which is scary.
Yeah.
He's gotten better in his last two fights more than anything. He's changed up his style in the last two fights. I think he could be elite, like his homeboy Crawford.
I'm gonna be straight up with you with that. Is mostly no one is touching him in that weight class, or
at 140
or even 147. No one. That's why Teofimo was like, I'm moving up weight to get away from him. He's getting away from him because he knows that he's got zero shot. No one has it. No one.
Yeah, I mean, Lopez did look like the smaller guy compared to Stevenson, who went up in weight to fight him. But Stevenson looked pretty healthy and pretty good at 140. I could just imagine him, like, what he was weighing. He was probably weighing 150, like maybe 155, 152, somewhere around there. I think, even at that going up, I think Lopez, there's no rematch needed. After rewatching it, I looked at it and the big thing that he couldn't do was he couldn't find his range, man. He couldn't find his range, and the problem is when he found the range, Stevenson punished him for it.
Adapted. He adapted.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Steve, which he is great like that. Like,
yeah,
a lot of people find it. I have to really say, like the early rounds, because he was punching so fast, I couldn't tell if he was landing or not. So
that's how fast.
That's how I was like, wait, did he just land? I'm like, how do I score this? Like, he hit him quick, bro. But
He
he
did.
hit him with the same dominant shot, and that's where he was getting bruised at. So I'm like, they definitely landed, right?
Yeah.
But it just he took him to school, bro. Like, and that second no call knockdown, I thought was a knockdown because he hit him and then hit him again, and then he fell. So that's what my opinion is.
Yeah, he was stepping on his foot a lot. He was stepping on his foot a lot though because of the stances that they were in. But he was stepping on his foot a lot. I know, but that's what made him. Yeah, I know boxers do that. That made him slip. I didn't think that was a knockdown. I think the ref got it right. But like going back to Lopez, like his best round was the 8th round. I gave him the 8th round because he looked more active.
He got that one body shot.
He looked more well, Stevenson wasn't active on that round. It's like he took off. Like he took off that round just so he could come back and mollywop him in the later rounds in the championship rounds. And even in that round, Stevenson looked like he was just playing with his food.
Yep.
Yeah, it was so one-sided. Yeah.
He's just I don't see anyone beating him.
Yeah.
Right now.
I don't
see anyone at 140 beating him.
I think he could go up to 147. I think he could go up to 147 and maybe challenge Devin Haney. That'll be an interesting fight because they both have that. Well, Devin Haney.
No one's gonna watch that fight. The casual
Devin Haney's gonna run.
Casual fans will not watch that fight.
Yeah, well,
and I would actually be like, oh God, like we have to watch this fight.
I mean, we're all gonna watch that fight anyway.
Yeah,
if that fight happens, we're all gonna watch that fight. Or either him or bring him Conor Benn. He wants Conor Benn. You saw the end of the fight. He wants Conor Benn, and Conor Benn's got a great style. He's a forward fighter, and he hits, and he knows how to take a punch. He done just came back from 160, right?
Connor's
so he knows how to get hit.
Though Connor's at 147.
But I'm saying his last 2 fights were at like 160, bro. Remember, he fought Eubank the last 2 fights, and that wasn't at 147.
He proved himself, and now he knows. Now people know that
he's
a problem. But I don't think Conor Benn's got any smoke on him.
I don't think he'll catch him. I don't think the timing's there with Conor Benn. I think he throws like not sluggishly, but aimlessly. Like he's not as precise. But I don't think he'll catch. I don't think he'll catch Stevenson. But that's who I want next. Either Haney or Conor Benn. On to the next fight, Henry.
Next fight, Keyshawn Davis, Jamaine Ortiz. Same weight division, super lightweight. And who won? Keyshawn Davis, 12th round TKO. I had Keyshawn Davis winning every round besides the 3rd round. That is it. And when that 3rd round ended, he like stepped up, and it was just accuracy. It was just super nice. Like, he was just good. I think he was just feeling him out those first 3 rounds because you know what? Ortiz was showboating a lot, doing the whole dancing, and he was like, what are you doing? We have, like, he was like, all right, this guy, whatever. He caught me with a couple, and now he's like, now it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work.
Yeah.
And watching that fight, I was like, oh, Keyshawn Davis could fight Stevenson. But there are levels. There are different levels. I would love to see Keyshawn Davis fight Teofimo, but Teofimo announced I'm moving up in weight. So that's not going to happen. So that's where I'm looking at it. And Keyshawn Davis is a problem. He is nice. There's no question about it. But who do I want to see Keyshawn fight next is Dalton Smith. Okay. And I want him to take that belt.
To go. Okay.
They're in the same weight division, brother.
They're in the same weight division, and I think Keyshawn is a better fighter than Subriel Matias.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think I may agree with you, even though we hung out with Dalton Smith at the bar. After we left the garden, our boy Alejandro saw Dalton Smith again and
No way.
went to Alejandro and goes, Alejandro was my homeboy who we went to the bar with to go, and we met up with Smith. And he goes up to my cousin. He goes, "Yo, you're the dude from the bar the other night, the night I won, right?" He remembered Alejandro. I was like,
Yeah.
"Damn, we fucking left early. Shit." He was probably waiting for a train or something, trying to go back to Long
Yeah.
Island, or I don't know where he was going. But
But that's
anyways,
dope.
yeah, man, that'd be a good fight, man. I think that'll be a good fight for Keyshawn to get a belt, to get that belt.
Or
Keyshawn is a
or freaking Dalton to really show how dominant he is in his craft. Like,
yeah.
I don't knock England because they are the originators of the sport. So it's just America does it better sometimes, man. But
Sometimes, yeah,
I think
sometimes.
that would be a phenomenal fight to watch. Who do you think
Yeah.
that who would you like to see Keyshawn fight next?
Well, let me go back and just say, the fight I scored at 119, 107. For of course for Davis. Davis looked amazing. He was, the stronger and faster fighter. His punches were so explosive that they hurt Ortiz. You could see Ortiz's face at the end of the fight. Mollywop, like eye closing up. I think the ref stopped the fight to get the doctor to look at his face like 2 times
Yep.
throughout the fight. Keyshawn's timing was everything. He
It
tagged
was
up Ortiz.
good.
Yeah, he tagged him up.
So good.
It looked like he was having fun doing it. He didn't. He was taunting the corner. He was taunting like
Yeah, he was like,
Ortiz's
yeah,
coach.
I know what you're talking about." He was like, "Nope, not today." Because I have to say, Jamaine Ortiz's trainer I heard him rewatching the fight on
Yeah,
TV.
yeah,
I heard him throughout the whole fight. Heard everything
yeah.
this guy's telling him. He was the loudest guy on TV for for that fight. So
I think Ortiz just wasn't precise. He didn't have enough power to hurt Davis. Like in the 8th round, Ortiz switched up his stance, right? And then I'm like, oh, and then he started looking a little good. But then Davis adapted and then started lighting him up, even at the change stance. I think it was definitely a one-sided fight. It was a TKO at the end of it. Davis should definitely. I think he should fight Stevenson Hitchens next. I know Stevenson Hitchens has a fight this Saturday, but I think Stevenson Hitchens is another great fighter that
right.
I think that fight will be a great fight to watch, because they both are precise, explosive. They both take some risks. So the way that Hitchens just beat up Cambosa's the last fight he had, I think those styles will be great to watch.
And it's
That's who
crazy
I
to
want
see.
next.
It's crazy to see because I feel like all these guys that are fighting that weight division, their numbers are really low as far as fights. Meaning, like, you're not seeing anymore. Like, when are you seeing that 32 fight guy? You're not seeing it anymore. Right? So it's like it's kind of funny to see because a lot of these guys don't have it, but they're just so skilled.
Yeah,
So I would love to see that fight too, but honestly, I want to see that Dalton fight with him. But
that'd be a nice fight. It would be.
but in all reality though, I would like Keyshawn to get just the title because he showed his skill and he took him to school, bro. Like
I mean,
and
he's a former champion.
Jim
I'm not sure if you're, yeah,
yeah,
I'm not sure
I
if you
know,
remember
I
at
do remember.
135, he couldn't make weight, and he got his belt taken
Yeah,
away because he wasn't disciplined enough.
right.
So, does he
And there's a
deserve
lot of
a
drama.
belt? Yeah, does he deserve a belt?
It's all about the skill.
Yeah,
It's all
I
about the
know.
skill though. Like honestly,
Yeah.
he's a very skilled fighter and I think he'll take it. But let's move on. Let's move
All
on.
right.
Let's talk about Bruce Carrington and Carlos Castro. Tell me what are your thoughts on the fight?
Yo, Shoe's got so much talent, bro. Another homeboy from Brooklyn. At least Shushu, put in work. I think he was the most precise. He was more precise on hitting. The homie. He made it look easy. He had levels to it. He was hitting the upstairs, the downstairs. He was countering so well. He was hitting on the ropes. Yo, like, I think Shushu's such a well-rounded fighter. He got a lot of weapons in his arsenal. He's really good, man. And I have high hopes for him. I think Castro was one of his toughest fights, man. I mean, in the fourth or the fifth, you know, he hurt Shushu. I think it was the fifth. I think it was the fifth. You know, it looked a little scary for him, but you know, he bounced right back. You know, Castro's a tough fighter.
You know, he's like the first Brooklyn native to win a belt at Madison Square Garden. I'm not talking theater, at the Garden.
Downstairs.
He's the first to do it. So, which is a big thing for him. And what I thought about the fight is that he was great at the beginning. Like, he looked fast and everything. And I think it was like third or fourth round. He lost the fourth round. He was just, I was like, what's going on now? And then he went back. He wasn't as fast as he was. And now he's like, now he's doing the sweet science and really trying to put in the work on Castro. And I have to say, Carrington, that ninth round, I did not see that knockout coming, bro.
You don't remember me calling that shit?
No, I didn't. Me personally, I'm thinking
at the Garden when we were there.
No, I know what you're saying. You were calling it, but I was not seeing it. Like, I was like, no, it's not happening. And then he caught him with that clean right. He was going at that right. Like, when he got hit, he threw, I believe, the left, and then his left stayed straight. And he was gone. He was a goner already. And he went, bam, 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 with the combo. He's good night.
Finished it.
Good night.
Yeah,
I was like,
he finished it with that combo, man. That was beautiful. It looked like he caught him on the way down. Yeah.
That was a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
Shushu came because you have to realize, like, he's at home. A lot of people that do that shit end up losing.
Yeah.
Or making the fight so close where they go to the decision. He didn't. He did great. And I think Carrington needs a lot of work because he comes in strong. So that's my opinion on Shushu.
Yeah, I mean, Shushu, I think Bruce Carrington does have a lot to learn. Even though this was probably the toughest fighter he had too, I don't think these fights were cherry picked. But
no, definitely not.
I think he was a tough fight, and I think he, you know, even when he stumbled, like when he got hurt, he came back up, he bounced right out. But I agree with you about the fourth round. I had him lose only the fourth round.
Right.
And then the fifth round was super close for me to fight. I mean, super close for me to judge. And I gave it to Bruce. And at the end, he was winning every single round except for one. But I think Castro had a chin, but it just failed him at the ninth round, and it was an ugly knockout for him. He was just like, ugh.
No, he got beat up. He didn't see that. He didn't see that.
He got caught slip.
That's where it's like you don't see it. You don't see it. But if you watch it, he's constantly doing this, constantly grabbing it. He's like, yo, I'm just gonna set it up. He set it up those 30 seconds. He planned that. He's like, yo, this is it for me.
He was doing a lot of feints. Yeah, he was doing the feint below, like he was like bang, like he was doing a lot of feints.
So, who do you want him to fight next?
You know, I want him to fight a veteran. I want him to fight a veteran and a champion. I want him to fight Brandon Figueroa. I think that'll be a good fight. A good fight to test him.
Spanish Elvis.
Bro,
you want him to fight Spanish Elvis?
Yeah, I want him to fight the.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that.
Who you want? Who you want?
I want him to fight Rafael Espinoza. He's got a belt.
The best in the business in that division.
Yeah, he's number one. But I also know that freaking Figueroa is number one. And no, he's number two. So it's like, okay, but he don't have a title. I just want him to get titles because I feel that he'll be able to hold on to them.
Yeah, I mean,
if I compare it to like Dalton Smith, I don't think he's gonna hold on to that title, bro. Like I'm throwing my opinion out there. I don't think Dalton Smith
They're
is
not in
gonna
the same
hold on to that.
division though.
They're not, but what I'm saying is that if when he gets a title, I'm not saying if, I'm saying when, he's gonna hold on to it. Meaning he's gonna fight and still keep it.
Keep it. Yeah, he's gonna defend it. He's gonna defend.
You know,
I mean,
like
he's a WBC champ now. I mean,
right.
he won that belt, and I think fighting other champions is the best way to go. And there's the IBF champion Angelo Leo. I think that could be another one. Maybe he could just go to like like go up the ladder because he's like the brand new champion in that division.
Right.
So it could be like Angelo Leo,
But
Brandon Figueroa, then Rafael Espinosa.
but now everything's getting so divided with everything that's going on in boxing. Like people are
That's
like,
true.
why am I gonna bother to pay the WBC while they'll take away the belt from me after I pay them, which happening to Shakur, and
What
it's
the?
like there's a whole bunch of drama involved in
I'm
that.
telling you,
So
people.
now let's talk about the drama aspect of what's going on, and it's so political. So it's this, and this is why I hate all these different
Sanctioning
belts.
bodies. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like the WBC acts like we're not the problem. The fighters are the problem. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
like
what are you
they're
even
the
talking
worst.
about? So, but the WBC has created that, that atmosphere where they're the best, which they are the American belt. Turkey Al-Sheikh is changing the game with Zuffa. Everyone hates it. I don't like Zuffa. I think it's I think it's a dumb move, but they're talking about keeping profits and what either way,
Yeah, it ain't
but
right.
how I'm
It's
seeing
another
it.
WBC fucking tactic.
So I think that I just want these guys to fight and we want to make the great fights to happen. And if
Yeah.
it's not even a title fight, because you have to realize the best fights we watch are non-title fights to begin with.
Most of
The most
them.
memorable fights are non-title
Yeah.
fights.
Most of them.
And like one, I'm thinking Arturo Gotti, like I'm thinking about the early O's, right? Which is 20 years ago now. So it's like, what do we get in the 10s? Now we're in the 20s. We're 4 years away from the 30s. What is going to happen with boxing? What's going to happen with desanctioning bodies in boxing? And I just want to watch the best fight the best, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you, Henry. My take on this is that the sanctioning bodies should be paying more respect to the fighters. Without fighters, there would be no sport. Yeah,
Right.
you're a sanctioning body, but another one pops up every other time. Now we got 5. Now we got 6. You know what I'm saying? We have silvers, we have freaking medals, we have so many things, but guess who's fighting for them? Is the boxers. You got to understand, you guys can't be like nickel and diamond these boxers, man. If
Right.
there's a unification bout to be undisputed, that's 4 sanctioning
Yo,
fees.
guys gotta pay. Yo,
That's
in the
crazy.
reality is this.
That's
These
nuts.
guys, at the end of the day, have to pay their trainers, the
They're
gym,
yeah.
everyone, and then
10% goes to the coach,
pay
managers.
these guys $1,000,000. Like at
Get
the
the
end,
fuck out of
no.
here.
I
And
mean, that's
WBC
what it is.
don't get me wrong. I understand WBC why they are so like hung up about, oh, this is the fee you got to pay. They do very good things. Like they have a foundation that they
Right.
developed the
It's almost
sports
like a
for the youth.
union.
Yeah, they developed the sport for young kids in Mexico, in the United States. They do all this stuff, and I get it. That's good, but just because you're doing good things don't mean like the way you're making money is the right way to make money.
That's completely true, and I agree.
If everybody boycotts WBC, if every single fighter goes, fuck WBC, I'm gonna go fight for a different belt. What's gonna happen to WBC? They're gonna go bankrupt because nobody's gonna want to fight for them.
No, I don't think
You know,
so. They have created a
I know.
credibility that
I know,
is
I
gonna
know, but what
last
I'm saying,
forever.
if they all unionized and said, I'm not gonna pay you anything,
And that's where Zuffa comes in.
I know,
Like
but
so
I don't know about that. I could talk about this all day, but I think WBC is the worst one out of all of them. I think they all need to be relaxed. They all need to work with the fighters that when they get that big, they need to relax if it's a unification bout.
Right. It's like when I saw and I'm changing the subject. I love seeing Triple G in the ring. Not in the ring, on ringside and just being there. Yeah. Rocking the show. Yo, Triple G, I think is one of the GOATs, and now he's like the world president of boxing in a realm. I don't know.
He's I think the president of the World Boxing Organization that does work a lot with the Olympics. So he's doing his thing. He's staying in the sport. He's just pivoting. You know, not every fighter could fight till they're 40. You know what I'm saying? Some fighters can. Some fighters can. And we've seen Triple G at the Garden, upstairs and downstairs.
We've
seen him.
I haven't met Triple G. I mean, I've seen Triple G so many times where I was like, he's gonna be the GOAT. I went to his last fight. I remember going to his fight. I got lower bowl seats so close. It was like 4 rows next to ringside, right? And he ended up fighting this Mexican guy. It was only $25. He knocked him out. We were all like, this is the last time we are going to get these seats to see him or anyone. Times are changing. And this is before Kell Brook. This is before David Lemieux. It was Marco Antonio Rubio.
Yeah.
And that fight was fire. And he just hit him with that overhand freaking right that he does.
Solid.
Me and the boys were like, there's no way we're gonna see this guy anything less than $300 now. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Even after that fight, we went to go see that Lemieux fight at the Garden. We spent like $40 and we were in the nosebleeds.
And Lemieux was one of my personal favorite fighters.
He was so good. He dismantled. We were sitting next to Canadians watching that fight, and they're like, "Oh, Lemieux's gonna win." I'm like, "You guys ain't gonna go home happy, man."
Yeah, they're not.
That's what I said to them. I was like, "You guys ain't going home happy." Before the fight happened, they're like, "No." And they're Canadians. They're being super nice. I'm like, "My friend, you ain't going home happy, brother, because Triple G's gonna knock his lights out." And
that's a fact.
Henry,
but what's up?
Let's change. Let's go. Let's move it forward. Let's keep it moving. We're gonna talk about the next fight, and then we're gonna wrap it up, man.
All right.
The fight that's coming up next is. Tell me, Henry, when is it?
So next fight is February 21st, Las Vegas on the Zone. Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia. But
Henry's birthday.
That whole thing is stacked, though.
Stacked fight.
Richardson Hitchison fighting Oscar Duarte. Gary Antuanne Russell versus Andy Hiraoka. And Frank Martin versus Nahir Albright. Now, you have to look at it. How fucking stacked it is, because they're mostly title fights.
Bro, let's go through our predictions. Let's go through our predictions, Henry. Henry, who do you think's winning? Who do you think is gonna win between Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia?
I can't because I see. Look. And the reason being is that, like, let's look at their last 5 fights, right? Mario Barrios' last 2 fights, draws. And he fought Pacquiao last. And he fought Ome, and I think it was like a respectful thing. But the other fight was like a good fight, and I truly believe Ryan Garcia has the fastest hands in boxing, but his ability to game plan and deal with the fighter and being able to adapt isn't there. So it's all dependent on what Mario Barrios brings to him. So if Ryan Garcia, which, remember, there's no juice clause on this one. So I believe homie's juicing. I think Ryan Garcia is going to win the fight.
I don't think he's juicing. I saw a video of him like this week.
And I'm skinny, bro. Like, yeah.
No, but Henry, if you saw the video of him this week, he looked skinny. He looked like barely the same when he fought Gervonta Davis. He looked so frail.
Yeah,
I was
but
like, oh my God.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but
I don't think he's juicing. But
I
maybe I don't know.
but look, all I'm saying is that I want Ryan Garcia to win, but I think Mario Barrios is gonna take it. But
Yeah.
I want Ryan to win.
I got you.
All right. But the other fights, I'm putting my money on Richard Hitchens. I'm putting my money on Gary Russell. He's comes from a family of boxers.
Yep.
And they're all great boxers. So my money's on Gary. And I think that Frank Martin's gonna win that fight. But in all real realities, I don't know Nahir enough. And I think Frank Martin is gonna take it. Because I saw Nahir's last 2 fights, and I'm like, I think Frank Martin's it's gonna be playtime for him. So that's how I see it.
Let me give my predictions for this fight, and then I'm gonna give you my predictions, one going down the list, and then I'm gonna circle back, and tell you why I think it's gonna happen.
Right.
All right, Mario Barrios, Ryan Garcia. It's gonna be a tie. It's gonna be a tie. That's how I call.
A third draw for Mario Barrios?
Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte. Hitchenson's gonna win. Gary Russell versus Andy Hiraoka. I think Russell's gonna win. Frank Martin versus Nahir Albright. I think Albright's gonna win. Let me circle back with Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia. Both have been knocked down. Both have gone back up and lost the fight, but they finished it. Mario Barrios, I seen him get knocked down 3 times in a fight and come back and win. I honestly think that it's going to be like them both knocking each other out at the same fucking time. Some Rocky shit. I don't know who's going to win. I'm going to say it's a tie because I don't know who's going to win. Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte. I'm going to roll with Hitchens. You know, Oscar Duarte is not a pushover.
He's not.
He lost against Ryan Garcia a few years ago, but he looked good. He looked good
after Hitchens is nice though.
He's too good. He's too good. He's gonna win. He's gonna win. He's gonna win.
Too nice.
You know, Gary Russell's gonna beat Andy. I don't think Andy has the pedigree for him. You know, Gary does have a loss, but he bounced back from that loss and he beat Rayo. We're talking about Jose Valenzuela, who beat Pitbull. He ended up beating him after he beat Pitbull.
I agree.
So I think Russell's gonna win. Between Frank Martin and Nahir Albright, man, Martin was a big letdown in that Tank fight when he got knocked out. I think Albright is the fighter that beat Kelvin Davis, Keyshawn's brother. Before that fight, he fought Keyshawn Davis, and he got a majority loss. But then Texas Athletic Commission turned it to a no contest, no decision fight. So that loss is off his books. But Henry, this is the fighter that when he beat Kelvin Davis, Keyshawn and his whole Goomba squad went to the locker room and jumped him. This is that same dude that they try to jump right after he beat up one of the Davises. So I think Albright has a lot to prove. You know, he's got some skill. I think he beats Frank Martin.
I don't think so.
That's who I think.
I think Nahir's got a lot of air in his head. Like, I feel like, no, Frank Martin's nice. Nahir's nice, but my money's on Frank Martin at a W, even if it's decision. Like, I think it's going to happen.
Check it out. Keyshawn fought Nahir Albright. Let me tell you the judges' scorecard. On that fight, it happened in October 14, 2023. John Basil had it 95-95. Robert Hoyle had it 96-94. And David Sutherland had it 97-93. 2 of the judges, majority decision for Keyshawn Davis. They weren't far apart. Homie's got skill against Keyshawn Davis.
Right. But Keyshawn has also moved up in weight, and he is looking good at that weight. We'll see what we see. We're gonna talk about it the next time we have the podcast, and then we'll see how I feel. But I still feel like Frank Martin's gonna take the W.
That's you, baby. That's your scorecard.
So let's talk about the following day, because Sunday, Clarissa Shields is fighting, and she's one of the GWOATs of the game, and she's fighting Franchon Cruz Desern. So I'm thinking Clarissa Shields is the GOAT, and she's gonna take the bag. She's gonna take the bag.
Her losing would be it would be front page news.
Yep.
So Clarissa Shields, she got it. She's going for 10 rounds. I'm sad that she's going for 10, because all these women nowadays, they're going for 12. The past few fights, 12 rounds, baby. Come on,
you know what?
Step it up.
But
12 rounds.
It's
12 rounds, 3 minutes.
It's constantly. That's what I'm saying. So it's constantly changing, though. So you have to realize. I think that Clarissa Shields is that type of fighter that is down to go 3 minutes, 12 rounds. She's that kind of fucking person that's devoted. And a lot of these other female fighters are like, no, I want to do 2-minute, 10-round fights. So but Clarissa Shields is a GOAT. She's with Papoose. Papoose is one of the greatest rappers of all time. So I see her as a GWOAT.
Yeah.
She's gonna take the dub. But yeah, it's on a Sunday. It's on a Sunday. So if there's no more football, so watch it.
Watch it, people. You know, I think we have a good Saturday. People, this Saturday, definitely go on. I think it's on DAZN. It's on pay-per-view to go watch the Ryan Garcia fight. Go watch the Mario Barrios fight. We got a Mexican versus a Mexican American. I think this is going to be a good one.
Great weekend for boxing.
Great fight card. I want you guys to make sure to like, subscribe, and follow Cruz Boxing Score Card. Find our link below to get to our merch page. Cop yourself a hat. Cop yourself a fitted. Something's coming on the way. I'm looking at beanies. I know winter's almost over, but beanies season is still in full effect. So you'll probably see that in probably the next week or so. Remember,
hide your kids. Hide your wives. Finish it.
Tell your mom. Tell your papas, tell your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your bisabuelos. Tell your cousin's baby mama's girlfriend who cheated on her cousin's baby daddy to follow and watch Cruz Boxing Scorecard. We out. Peace.
Later.